So we'll start in a minute. Yeah, so this is finishing the year strong. That's what we're talking about today. I have a billion things I can talk about. So if we only have a few of us, I'll carry. And I know Dave can talk for 2.5 hours too. He's as bad as I am.
We just know two or three things.
It's called age. When you're older than dirt, you know a lot of things.
Uh,
Yeah. Although I don't really kind of think I'm older than dirt yet.
no,
I'm
me
just
either.
I'm more like soil. Hasn't dried out to dirt yet or sand. uh, 'Cause I think Lurchy's going to be on if he said he'll be on, right? Hold on a sec.
Um, Craig said Philly has internet and electric issues, but he'll still be on.
Hmm.
So,
Yeah, okay. So
anyway,
we'll give it another minute or so,
yeah.
um, and then we'll get rolling. We could start. So yeah. So today is we're going to kick off, and Catherine, we'll kick it off with you because it's always fun. Uh,
Yeah.
Tim, you're on there. So Tim, we when we do these are webinars, so only the panelists can talk. Everything else is just text. So Catherine, how are you recommending for everybody to finish the year strong in their business?
My first thought, because I know I'm lacking in doing it and I know I will get so much business from it, is really calling my past clients and also to do as many open houses as I possibly can in September and October before we are in the holiday season. And I know that for me, if I was going to just do that, I would bring in way more business still for this year, and then I'll be getting much more for the beginning of the year by doing that exercise. That's really what comes to mind and what I will do.
So how are you planning? Do you call all your past customers? Is that you go?
Well, unfortunately, I don't do it enough, and I know I'm missing so much money from not doing it. So I just need to really decide I'm going to take the time, block the time and do that. But I've been bad at it, and I'm just thankful they call me, but I know I'm missing out so much.
Of course, yeah. The stat,
Yeah.
just so you guys know the stat on that, 88% say they would use their realtor again. Only 11% do.
Oh, wow.
Yep, 88% say they would, only 11% do. And as we all know, there's only one reason why people will actually use you as a realtor, unless you're someone like Dave Lawson, who's king of Utah, is
I would
because
like
you
to,
happen to be. Oh,
I'm
good.
sorry. No, I just
Well,
wanted to share something with you that I started doing with that whole theme of reaching out to your past clients. I found this French lady who does natural, super cute candles, and I had it kind of branded with my name, like Catherine's Boutique, and then I sent it to all my clients on their birthday, anniversary, I should say, of when we did a transaction. And that is actually forcing me in a nice way to call them, and then they can let me know if they received the candle when I call them. So, or they arrive broken, and then they call me.
okay.
So a
Oh, there you
couple
go.
of them, yeah. So I have my list for each month of who is getting it, and then it's giving me a good excuse to call and a focus to call. So that's kind of my new technique to make myself do my job.
Right. Well, you know what it is because some people feel guilty they didn't call. Like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a year. I feel bad calling them. They never call at all, right?
Yeah.
So great, love that. David,
Yeah, to add on to that, Catherine, this is why I love this group because everybody is so open and honest. It's you say, call your past clients and then Mitch says, "How do you do it?" And he goes, "Well, I don't do it enough." Well, this reinforces that that's what we need to do, right? I mean,
Yeah.
we can hear all kinds of things, but it all comes down to doing what it is. So I've got a few things, and thanks, Mitch, for sending this over because it helped me get prepared. So one of the things that I do is, and I've been doing this, is I'm time blocking everything, right? So I have time blocking that I try to, if it's, I'm talking to my past clients, I'll call them, I'll time block it. If I want to talk to some agents about, attraction or the benefits of EXP, I time block it. If I need to do a video or something, I time block it. And I can tell you when you do that, it really works. And I found this thing that I just bought. Can you guys see this? So what this is it's a little thing. It's called a gravity timer. And what it has on it, it has 5, 10, 25 minutes, 30 minutes, 60 minutes, and you can set it. So if I want to set it, so right now I want to set it down on 60 minutes, right? And you can see it is counting down.
Oh, well.
So it's hard to
That's
see it.
awesome.
Right now it says 59 minutes, 48, 47, 46, 45. So I set it on my desk and I don't do anything else except the activity that I have decided to do in that time blocking. So if I get a ding on my computer, which I turned off, right? But no matter what, and then it is amazing. And what I found is the 25 and minute one is really good because if you focus for 25 minutes, you can usually do what other people take an hour or longer because you don't get distraction. And I don't know what this cost. I think I got it on Amazon. I kind of think it might be around 20 bucks or whatever. I don't care if it was $200. It's the best little tiny tool. And I will put it in the chat after when other people are talking. But the main thing is I can tell you that what we're doing on our team and I'm doing is I'm going back to basics. When we're all in the real estate business and people think, is it a sales business or is it a people business? Well, it's kind of both, but I always say nothing happens until a sale is made. So we have to focus on sales. That means we have to focus on doing our job, which means we have to do prospecting or lead follow up or lead generation. We have to do a little of that every day, right? We have to have appointments with clients, buyers or sellers or investors. We want to set that up every day. We want to be negotiating contracts. That's what gets us paid, right? Those are the things that we need to focus on and stop doing all the rest of the things. So if Cam was here, Cam and I and a few other people, we have this thing where it's just a schedule, right? So I don't know if you can see this. These papers don't show up very good. But anyway, what it is it's a daily tracker. And it starts at 7:30 in the morning and it goes to 7:30 at night. It's by half an hour. And it keeps track of your prospecting times and your totals. You can keep it um, excuse me, how many calls, texts, how many handwritten notes, how many clients, how many appointments did you set? How many appointments did you go? How many offers did you write? How many closings did you have? Did you do an open house? Um, are you practicing your scripts, right? Are you practicing on your clients? Are you practicing with other people before you meet people, right? So these are all the little things kind of back to basics. But I tell this story every year. You're about a month early, but I'll just tell it. Because I always say about October, when October comes around, I can tell you that the vast majority of all of your competition is out of business. So in October, they what do? They start getting ready for Halloween, and then they have the Halloween party, and then they wake up, in the beginning of November with they drank too much or they partied too much. And then they have Thanksgiving coming up, and so they're starting to get ready for that, and now they're getting in holiday mode. And then they have Thanksgiving, and of course that's a 4-day weekend, so nobody works on 4-day weekends, right? And then December comes around, and that's the month of Christmas. But it is not December 25th. It's Christmas parties, it's friends, it's doing all of those kinds of things. And all of those things are okay as long as still doing our job. And then, of course, the week before Christmas, nothing happens because you got to get ready for Christmas, right? And then you have Christmas. And then after Christmas, what happens? Well, then that's a holiday, right? From Christmas to New Year's. And then we have New Year's Eve, my son Dylan's birthday, and he loves it because he has a party on his birthday every year, right? But most people, what do? They go out and they party too much, and they're wasted, and they wake up on January 1st with a hangover. And then around January 10th, they go, "Oh man, I don't have any money. I don't have any money in the bank. I don't have any clients. I don't have any pendings. I don't have any closings. I don't have shit." And this happens in the real estate industry every single year. And the independent contractor, that is the curse of the real estate business, if you ask me. And why is that? It's because we can do all that, and if you worked, I tell people all the time, you want a $500,000 a year job and you want to work 40 hours a week, come work with me. Okay. And they say, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah, every single person can have that job." So pretend you're the number one salesperson at, wherever, IBM, right? So you're selling IBM. They want you to show up at 8 o'clock to 5 o'clock, Monday through Friday, and your job is to be the number one salesperson. What do you do? What do you do all day? If you worked the way they did, you wouldn't make $500,000 a year. You'd make way more, right? But guess what? Most of the real estate industry wouldn't last a week or two in that job because we don't do that. But if you're IBM salesperson, it's a sales job. Real estate is a sales job. There's no difference. The only difference is at IBM, you have a boss. Says, "Mitch, did you start making your phone calls at 8 o'clock this morning?" "No, why not?" "Okay, great. What about tomorrow? Did you do it?" "No." "How about Wednesday?" "No." "Okay, you're fired." Right? That's what happens. So the thing I just wanted to help everybody understand is you can either have a lot of freedom and do nothing and have no bank account and no future, or you can have it the exact opposite way. And the great thing is we all have free will, and we have free will in all parts of our lives. And the people that do the work, that go back to basics, those are the people that are always going to win. If you show me a really, really high producing agent, just go, you know what? Don't do anything. Just go sit and watch him, what he does for a day or two or three, right? And you're going to see that he or she is highly productive. That's why I love single women in this, or even women with children. Man, they know how to do this thing, this time blocking thing, so much better than all of us idiot men, because they have to get up and get the kids and get them off to school, and everything they do, man, it is blocked. And there's so many agents on our team that they're like super women because they can sell. But the thing is, they might only sell 30 hours a week, but they're selling 30 hours a week. Where a lot of the other people out there, they think they're working 60 hours a week, but they're actually doing an hour a day of income producing activities. So that's what I wanted to share with you. Thanks.
That's great stuff. And I want to touch on the time blocking really quickly because I think out of everything that anybody does, that's the most important tool you have to master. And it is, and I tell people I work 30 hours a week. I do not work more than 30 hours a week. I refuse to work more than 30 hours a week. But I guarantee you that I do 60 hours worth of work in 30 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And I do that because I've mastered time blocking. You cannot disturb me if I'm in the middle of anything that's on my block, and I block out 2 hours a day for me to do my stuff. And my phone is off, my email's off, and I get my shit done. Great stuff there. Mr. Lurch.
Great topic. I actually was telling somebody, I actually did a video on it the other day. You got roughly 70 days of business between now and the end of the year for your first quarter. End of story. Because you're coming into your last 90 days of the year, and then you have the holidays. I function in 90-day segments. You can't blow up your world unless you're gambling, a drug addict, or something like that, or die in 90 days, unless you specifically focus on effing your world up. You can fix it also in 90 days. But here's the deal. I look at it that way. I calculated $3.8 million. I'm going to call it a dumb tax. There's a great book we talked about, The Road Less Stupid, or whatever it is. All right. We talked about it. Listen to it. Dumb tax is money you messed up. Money that you did things with you shouldn't have done. We went back to all our clients and we did a search of, as meant 28 years, we searched back and we found out we lost 780 sales. And we calculated and we did a commission. That's where my $3.8 million of my dumb tax of stupidity happened. Why? Because we dropped the ball. We dropped the ball. The only person that dropped the ball was me. So if you don't have the business, understand going future, you're going to have a dumb tax in the future if you don't do what we're telling you. Or you can learn from the jackasses that we are and mess up and understand what we did. So here's the bottom line. Pick up the damn phone between point A and point B and call people. Call them and just say, hey, by the way, I got 5 minutes between appointments. I'm thinking of you. Just wanted to let you know this is how I've been using it. And all of a sudden it's really working. By the way, wanted to remind you, I'm in the problem solving business of helping people with the space in which they live in or they want to invest in real estate. Going from point A to point B, whether it's too big, too small, too expensive, not expensive enough, doesn't fit schools. I solve those problems for people. If you hear of anybody that has those problems, please call me. I'm a great problem solver because guess what? There's a lot of agents out there that are just waitresses and waiters. They just answer and take orders from people. I'm a problem solver. So I changed it to what makes people want to do things. And now all of a sudden that dialogue's working. You have so many parties between now and the end of the year with David. You can fill your pipeline and give yourself a 50% raise if you start closing deals now. I love this time of year because everybody else has got their goddamn head in the sand, as David said. They're an ostrich. Get your head out of the sand. I challenge you to go to any party you're at, especially functions where you think you can prospect, and don't drink. Don't drink.
Yeah.
Go with the point, I'm here for business. Try it 1 year. Trust me, I'm a partier. I'm a drinker. But I also know my place when I'm around certain people and I'm looking for business. Understand, unless you're asking or you're communicating, you're filing pain, you're out there. Use your 2 ears and your 1 mouth in proportion. People are going to say you're the best listener. I know we're all preaching here, but guess what? We've had the problem. We are the problem. We're fixing our problems in what we're doing. I'm not asking you to do anything more than I'm doing. So to answer your question, go through your database, start calling them all. If you don't have a to-do list of people you got to call daily, you got a problem. You should be making 40 calls at minimum a day looking for business, past
Yep.
client, whatever it might be, or you're going to be out of business. It's not just returning calls. They're outgoing calls. How can you change other people's lives? Because the only person you might end up changing is yours. So I know it sounds like we're preaching, but guess what? This is the preach I give to myself every day. I'm not asking you to do anything more than I'm willing to do today.
Yeah.
All right. Suck it up, Buttercup. This ain't freaking easy. This business is not freaking fun. It funds you a job. It funds you your lifestyle. Figure out how to fund it and do it. This is a product. That's all it is. Go sell cars if you don't like real estate. Go sell medical devices. It's still money. You still got to be in sales and you got to do the work. So there's the difference. Some people are going to like the truth. Some people are not. Some people are going to like Philly style. Some people aren't. This is how I talk to myself. So I figured I'd share how I talk to myself and go from there. But pick up the phone and call your past clients if you haven't done it. You'll be surprised at how many people don't see or don't know you. And then do something different with it. All right? You should be definitely be emailing at least once a month.
Craig, I want to just share something on this too that I've learned a long time ago. So basically, before there was any lead sources, I would call 118 people. 117 people would say no, one would say yes. So I was like, okay, so as I got better and better, it got to 100. Right now, I call my past clients and stuff, and it's about 40 people. Doesn't matter. Let's just use 50 people. Let's say you call 50 people and you get one deal. So, Lurch, how many deals do you want to do this year? Say 12. Say 12.
Okay, 12.
I want to do 12. Guess what? That just means you need to sell or you need to call 50 people in a month. Craig, what if you want to do one deal a month? I mean, one deal a week. What do you need to do?
Times it and multiply it by that.
You got to call 50 people this month or this week. What if you want to do a deal today? What do you have to do? Call 50 people today. Yeah. If you want to do what most people in the industry do, they want to do one, or they're doing one or two deals a year. It's simple. Just call 50 people in a year or 50 people in 6 months. This is a numbers business, gang. And it's repetitious boredom. It's not fun. Although I'm one of the sick people that I actually like it, but everybody on this panel knows I'm kind of sick, right? So
it's dialing for dollars. It's dialing for dollars. Make it a game.
But it makes the money, right? And the thing is if you focus on the 49 people, Craig, that you call that say no, they're not saying no. They're just saying not now. And they're not saying no, I hate you. They're just saying no, I'm not interested right now. So if you want to focus on 49 rejections, then do that and you won't make your 50 calls. But if you focus on the one, it makes sense. And then do the freaking math. Everything is math. So I make
math 30. David, I'm going to challenge. Here's something you just said. We've got 33 people in this chat. That's 50. Let's use a round number. So let's say we've got 50. Let's say we had 30. You got 15 sets of two. Get on the phone and pick one day a week and get on the phone for an hour, head to head on a Zoom with it on mute. And just be prospecting and say, I got one, or I got two dials, or I got whatever it might be. There are people in this call that you around the country can get on and have a peer partner to make the phone calls. You know what my peer partner is? My freaking wallet, because I got an expensive wife and kids. That's my peer partner. All right?
Yep.
I know.
There's your answer.
I know how that is.
Somebody, there's enough people in this thing that somebody would get on the call. My calls are this. I have a business. I have a code. I got to turn my sheet in every day. If my stuff isn't lining up, if my business isn't here, who's the problem? I am. Exactly what you were saying, David. Make some fun out of it. Get somebody involved in this. You know what I
Hey,
mean?
I've got the same partner you do, my wife. You know, we built a house. I gave her an unlimited budget to build the house, and she broke it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know
Right?
that feeling right
So,
now.
but anyway, so you guys, you're kind of getting the gist. So sorry, I have a little bit to say about this subject. So, all right, moving on. Sorry,
All good. All good.
I'm
Craig,
turning
you done?
my audio off.
Yeah. It's so difficult to keep it off. Dennis, you're up, bud.
Because we're passionate about it, Mitch. The reason is we keep jumping in,
100%.
and
I am too.
we're very passionate about the success of everybody around us. If the tide rises, we all rise as boats. You know, if you're with EXP, we all rise. Our stock goes up. We're all better. My 29-year-old said that to a guy in a company that he was doing business with the other day. You know, he says, dude, one thing about EXP, I cheer everybody on around me because if he's winning, I'm winning. That means our company's got one more sale and the things. Bottom line is, if you're not with EXP and you're in the wrong snow globe, maybe you're in the wrong snow globe and you better find somebody to smash it and go play in the damn ocean with. Jesus.
I love you. I'm going to be like you when I grow up, Craig.
Craig's the best.
Yeah.
So,
All right, Dennis, go for it, bud.
hey everyone, Dave, those are such great tips. Craig, great tips. Dave, I love your stuff, man. I mean, you're like a legend. Anybody on this call, listen closely to what Dave Lawson's saying. Sometimes it seems very basic, but this is tried and true stuff for a guy that sells several hundred homes a year. So, thanks for that, Dave. Um, I just bought about 10 of your timers, by the way, Dave. I'm going to give them all to my first level people in my group. I think it's a great idea. It's another way to stay in touch, right? To help them out. So that's a great little toy for $12. Why not, right? Um, every year, me and my team, we do what we call a death chart. Okay, so we go through all of our past sales, and it's tough to keep in touch with every single person, but that's no excuse. Okay, so we do a death chart, and this is the worst time of the year, Dave. We get out there and we go through all our past sales, and guess what? Every single year, each one of us has one or two people that sold a house without us. And these are people that liked us and we get along great with. These are people that would have used us had we called them and stayed in touch at the right time, right? So a lot of real estate is timing, you guys. You might call somebody right now, skip them for 6 months, and then on the seventh month, they decide to sell, right? So you have to have some kind of consistent program, maybe every 60 days. I don't know what that number is, Dave. You might be able to interject. Maybe every 60 days, talk to somebody. That might be a good rule of thumb, and just a quiet conversation. So I'll give you an example. I called it was a rear admiral from, he ran the, oh boy, I forget the Navy destroyer here out of San Diego. But I sold this guy a house. I'm embarrassed to say this, in 2010, and I haven't talked to him since. That's how bad I am. So I'm the kind of, you guys shouldn't roll me, because I'm the kind of guy that hunts, kills, and then moves on to the next one, which is horrible. But I called him out of the blue. He's like, so nice to hear from you. How's things going? I'm like, fantastic. And you know what? We're going to get together for golf in about 2 weeks. So great. So that's another person that has so many Navy contacts, if I want them, right? That can flow my way. So it's all about picking up the phone, you guys. This is money in here, in your phone, in your database. Just call people. This isn't rocket science, right? Again, what Dave and Lurchie said, and Catherine, I mean, these are all prime examples. And you're right, Dave. If we treated this like a job and actually worked 40 hours a week, holy crap, would we make a ton of money, right? We slack off so bad. And all you can say whatever you want. I know we all do. At least I do, right? We treat this like a part-time job. We go in there and maybe we make calls for half an hour a day, maybe. Most of us don't even do that. And it's pretty embarrassing the amount of money we can make. So if you're struggling right now, and that's what this call's about, how to finish your fourth quarter strong, get out there today after this call and make your calls. Unfortunately, most of us won't make the calls after this call, right? But that's the key. So just pick up your call, buy Dave's timer. It's in the chat right there. Get that thing. And if you want to start small, don't, eat an elephant bite at a time. Start with 10 minutes a day. You don't have to do an hour. Do 10 minutes and just pick up your phone, call your past people. If you don't have a lot of past people and you're just new in the business, call people that you know and ask them who they know that you can help buy or sell homes. let them know you're in real estate. They probably don't even know you're in real estate. So, that's what I have to say, Mitch.
Cool. All right. I have a ton to say. 'Cause I could talk about this subject for 74 hours straight. Um, First of all, the number one killer in the real estate business. And by the way, just before I start, none of us are trying to lecture you. I mean, I know we're all coming off like we're trying to lecture you, although we are. We love you. We want you to succeed. I mean, that's the truth. We're not here every week because we need to do this. We're here every week to help you guys get to another level in your business. Mindset is the killer of this business. The investment to be a realtor is $1,500. I don't care who you are. If you lose $1,500, you could give a crap, right? But so when my first day I sat down, I'm going to tell you what I did as a brand new agent. My first day, I sat down and I said, all right, I know there's a couple of things that are constant in any business that I've owned. And you guys all know I've owned a lot of companies. One is I have to generate leads, right? And two, I have to understand the sales process, which is capture leads, nurture leads, close a lead, create a customer for life. Every product in the world, every business I've ever owned, it's the exact same business model. But real estate's my business. But my only thing that was holding me back a little that first day, I said, I was broke, by the way. I had just lost $82 million and I had 3 months worth of revenue in the bank before I went bankrupt. And I said, this $1,500 investment is not enough to make me go, oh, I got to do it. So I said to myself, and I want you to say this to yourself right now, what would you do differently today if you invested $250,000 to start your business? And there's one word for that answer. It's everything. See, when you have a lot of money, my last business before real estate cost me $3 million to start. Losing a lot of money is very difficult. You do have a whole different motivation when you have a lot of line. When you lose $1,500, let's face it, you go out to eat in a hotel room and a dinner and a show with your wife, or husband, you spend $1,500, right? Anyway, so very important. So my best month always was January. I started September 10, 2001. Next day was 9/11. That January, I had 9 closings. So 4 months old in the business, I had 9 closings. What I learned, and I want to touch on this a little bit because Dave said this, everybody stops working in November, right? Everybody. And I saw that right away in my office. They were all partying, laughing, and all that stuff. I was doing double open houses every time, right? Every weekend. And while everybody else is starting their Januaries off with nothing and waiting until March to get their first closing, I had 9 closings my 4th month in the business. I never had less than 6 months, 6 closings in January. And I go back to something, Craig, you said last year, I'm going to use 9/1 versus 11/1. Everybody starts their business on January 1. Craig starts his business on November 1. You should start it on September 1. Right, your business now. If you start working with somebody else,
September 1.
Yep. Yeah. If you start your business now, you're going to kill it in 2026, and you'll have good business in November, December. The other thing I've learned about realtors, which is really interesting, and by the way, this is sales, not really just realtors. Is it a want or is it a need? I find the people that I've trained over the years that want to be successful are never successful. People like myself, I had to sell houses right away or I was going to be bankrupt. I sold my first house in 5 days without knowing what the hell I was doing, right? Because I needed to sell houses. I sold 36 homes my first year. Didn't know one person. There was no past clients to call. There was no database. I knew nobody in Florida except my girlfriend, who's now my wife, Jeanette. So is this a need for you? Or is it just a want? If it's just a want, you're going to sell a couple homes a year. But if it's a need, you got to run it like a business.
Yeah.
But when you're building your business plan, how are you going to generate leads? How are you going to convert those leads? That's it. That's the most important part of your business. And by the way, that first day when I made that decision, I'm investing $250,000. That was the first thing I did. I said I would write a business plan, and I wrote a business plan that day. I won't get into call past clients. That's okay. When you're doing your lead things, pick 2 or 3 lead generation ideas. Internet's great, but there's a long sales cycle. Open houses are amazing. Right now, we are in a buyer's market, pretty much in most of the country. So if you're in a buyer's market, why are you concentrating on listings? This goes against what some people think in our panel, but I don't believe in a buyer's market. You should have listings. I like going after buyers. Right? So in 2006, when the market started crashing here in Melbourne, Florida, we went from a seller's market to a buyer market. I didn't take any listings for 4 years. I did all buyers. Different mindsets. Everybody does different things. Past clients, of course, we talked about that. To me, the most important thing you have to understand about the sales, the real estate world, is that people use you because you happen to be in front of them when they're thinking about buying or selling. That's it. When I stopped contacting my database in 2021, I went from 40 to 60 calls a year from consumers to 6 the next year. Now I get 2 calls this year so far because I don't want business, so I stopped contacting my database. But when I was in front of them twice a month with my market updates and my top 10 things to do, which you can find online or you can reach out to me and I'll share it with you. When I was doing that, I get 40 to 60 calls every single year from my database to sell homes. You should always be adding people to your database. I've sold 3 dozen homes at our grocery store at Publix. In my pickup line is I go to the longest line and I go, hey, how's your day going? And they go, oh, it's going good, going great. And they always say to you 100%, how's your day going? Oh, it's a little bit crazy right now. I'm in the real estate business. And they always say the same thing. Oh, you're in the real estate business? How's the market? But sometimes they say, oh, you're in the real estate business? I've been thinking about selling my home. I've been thinking about buying a home. And then I add them to my database. And when I take on a new coaching student, the first thing I do, if they don't do that, they don't get past class 1, is I make them track every minute of every day for 7 days. Because somebody said they're working 60 hours a week, but they're really working 2 hours a day. You don't know what you're doing right now because you're probably not tracking your time. You're not time blocking. You're not tracking your time. And what that does is you're just running around with your head cut off. I had a girl in here a while back, and I said, what are you doing? She goes, well, I'm doing a lot of social media. I go, this is 4 months in the business, not a sale. I go, how's that going for you? She goes, well, I haven't had a sale yet. I go, no kidding. I said, I want you to go to this coffee shop, because I know they always have a long line there. It's a great coffee shop in a small village here. And I want you to go there, and I told her to do the line I just told you. I didn't hear from her, and I said, I want you to call me when you get back, and I want to know how it went. She didn't call me till 3-4 hours later, and I thought she just was being typical. She got a listing. The guy in front of her wanted to list himself. She got a listing just by asking. What a concept, right? All right, I'm going to put something in the chat right now for all of you. And I've taught this class 1,000,000 times. I'm going to give you something to do. And you can do it right now. We have tons of time. So you have 2 choices. You can get off the call when we're done here, or you can stay on the call and do this. And I'm going to give you a quick story first. I was with one of my agents last year and having a drink, and he's complaining about business. And I made him write text people in his phone this message that I just put in there for you. He got, within 15 minutes, he got 2 contacts, sold 2 homes in 2 weeks. Why? Because they're in front of people when they're thinking about buying or selling. I did this in front of 100 people last year. We generated 185 leads in 8 minutes. So you want to start generating business for your customers right now? Use this line, and you will get responses. I taught a class in Indiana in January, which, by the way, don't teach classes in Indiana in January. It's hell. I didn't give them 8 minutes to do it. I just told them about it. Before I walked out of there, one girl who was doing it while I was talking, she got a $1.8 million listing where the average price is $300,000. Just being in front of people. So it's that simple. I could talk forever on this stuff. I think we've got 20 minutes left. Are there any questions from the group here? If not, we can go on a quick around robin on any other tips you want to have for finishing up. I advise you to put that in your phone right now and do that, because you will get sales.
Mitch, we've used it and it works. It's so simple. And the other thing is, go in your cell phone and go into your contacts and scroll down. I can't remember exactly how to do it, but it'll tell you how many people in your contacts. And you should have every past client and everybody. So I'd say do that. And here's gold, gang. Who wants to turn 1 past deal into 3? Call every single person that you sold a house to as a buyer's agent during COVID. And you know what the stats are? 81% of those people are unhappy with their purchase. They bought a house. It's too big. It's too small. It's too near the freeway. It doesn't have an extra room. Whatever it is, they're not happy. That's 4 out of 5, gang. And then say this. So Mitch, how's it going? I was just checking in, man. I haven't talked to you for a few years since you bought that house on 123 Main Street. How's it going?
Well, we had four more kids, and
Four more kids? Okay.
yeah, we had
Yeah,
triplets and,
and
and
so,
another baby. Yeah,
right. And so tell me, how's your house that you bought?
yeah, it's good, but
Four
you
out of
know,
five?
yeah, it wasn't great.
Yeah, it's not what you need. Well, is there like a perfect home for you? What would, if there was, what would that be like?
And you know, and the thing with that, Dave, is the reason why they're not happy with their purchase right now or then is because there was only three homes to choose from.
Exactly. And they, well, or worse, they had to bid it up and they lost two or three homes and they didn't get it, right? And then Craig says to me, well, I need a house with an extra bedroom and an office. Okay. Well, what if we could find you one? And then they say, what if we found you the right house? Would you consider moving? And then they bring up interest, right? Well, so what's more important, an interest rate or making money? And he said, well, what do you mean? I said, this is the time, absolute best time to buy a house right now. Because right now, we can go in and negotiate great prices and repairs, and we can find you the thing. And yeah, you're going to pay a little bit more in interest, but you're going to have the house you want in the neighborhood you want to take that, and your family's going to be better off. And the other thing is, you buy the house, you marry the house, but you're just dating the rate. And as you know, right now, next month, I guarantee you, interest rates are going to come down. December, they're coming down. And then you can refinance. And the little bit that you're going to pay extra per month is going to get way wiped out in the huge discount I'm going to get you on purchasing your new home. So I have some time this afternoon after 4 o'clock to go out and take a look. I know of two homes, and by the time we go at four, I'll find you three homes that we could take a look at and just see if it makes sense. The thing is, you guys, you wouldn't believe how many people and there's more to the script and more. But I'm trying to do it really fast. But the thing is so what you do is you have one past client that you haven't talked to for years. Shame on you. You can call them up and just check with them. This is how the conversation goes. Then they buy the new house and they sell the old one. So you just made two more deals by making a few phone calls. If you call 20 of your past clients, two will do it.
Crazy, right? And the thing is, you know, the other part of it, if they bought in 2021, the price has almost doubled since then.
Yeah.
So, so they're going to come in positive. So think about it, you're making 200,000. I was saying on a $200,000 house, you're going to make $200,000, right? And and then you're looking. All right, so you're paying an extra $500 a month in interest. That's a lot of $200,000, and again, it'll go down.
Well,
Yeah,
and
that's a
yeah,
great strategy. I
and
didn't think about that.
the other thing is, I say, and not only that, Mitch, do you know the house you bought for 700 is now worth of 1.1 million? You've got $400,000 of equity. And you know what the best part is? If you sell that now house, you're going to make $400,000 tax free. And by the way, in my state of Utah, that means I have to make $700,000 of income to make 400,000 net.
Right.
And the government gives this to you. And then I go to tell a story about my niece. She was a school teacher. She's living in a $2 million house because I told her this simple thing: buy a house, hold it for 2 years, sell it, take the profits, and, don't pay tax and do it and roll it and roll it and roll it. And, she's retiring at 52 years old next year, owns a $2 million house. And I think she owes $125,000 on it. See, if you are an expert and I mean, is this being a professional advisor, or is this somebody that's just trying to that has commission breath, right? And so if you do these little things and it just makes, I love what Craig said earlier, don't pay the dumb tax. That's a Tony Robbins thing from 25 years ago, right? You know, You can pay the dumb tax and stay in your house, Mitch, or you can pay the brilliant tax, which is zero. And you know what you can do? In 3 or 4 or 5 years, you can do the same thing and maybe make another $400,000 of tax-free gain. So
I'm gonna do a video on that. As soon as we're done, I'm gonna do a video on buyers from 2021. That's a brilliant idea. I can't believe I didn't come up with it. Look at we have two more people that came on. Karina is fresh back from Europe at a soccer match last night, right? Just flew in. So Karina, we're talking about how to finish the rest of the year strong.
So a lot of what Dave was just saying is very similar to what I've been saying to a lot of agents, which is keep it simple, stupid, go back to the basics. The more process you put into your process, the more you're going to not pick up the phone and call your customers. And if you're a newer agent and you don't have those customers, then go out there. Oh, am I not? Okay, I'm muted. I thought I was muted. So go out of your house or your office and start walking around Home Depot in the toilet aisle and in the areas that people might be buying things to go get their house ready to sell. So go into the planning area. If you're in a colder region right now, then you might be, I know some of those areas are getting ready for, Halloween or whatever. Go start talking to people. If you're not talking to people, you're not in sales, right? Whether you're on the phone or in person. I pick up at least 5 customers every year by walking through the home goods store, Home Depot, Lowe's, Ace Hardware, and I just strike up a conversation with people in those aisles. And the next thing I know, it's miraculous when you ask, if I saw Mitch in the looking at like a standard toilet in the Home Depot aisle, and I said to him, "Hey, Mitch," or "Hey, I'm looking for a toilet. Do you know anything about these toilets?" And he might say, "Oh yeah, this is a great one," and I might be like, "Oh, okay. So are you redoing your bathroom?" And he might be like, "Oh yeah, we're redoing 3 bathrooms right now because we're getting ready to go sell our house." That's my point, to jump in and start talking to him about how I'm a top producer in the county and this is what I do. And I'd love to come walk the house and give him some pointers before he meets with a realtor. Guess who's the realtor? Every time, right? And it's just a conversation. If you go in the home goods store, go to where they're decorating, right? Talk to the ladies over there if they're picking up stuff and start finding out if they're just redoing their house or if they're getting it ready to sell. And it's super easy to have those conversations. And I get it in the grocery line. Mitch and I have been doing things very similar and we didn't even know it until we started talking about it. But I pick people up in the grocery store line and for customers. And so the thing is that you just start talking to people or just say, "Oh my gosh, I'm so busy. I can't believe how long this line is." And the next thing you know, they're going to say, "Well, why are you so busy?" "Oh, I'm in real estate." "Oh, how's the market?" Boom, you have another customer. So some people don't always have a whole book of business yet that might be on this call. So that's a way to get around it. But also, if you have a book of people and you're a little scared to call because you haven't talked to your people in the last 15 years, go break the ice with some strangers and you'll get motivated and excited. And then you pick your phone up, right? Because nothing was ever sold without enthusiasm. So if you're like, "Hey, Mitch, how's it going? How's the house?" He's not gonna want to be on the phone with me. Get a little excited when you talk to people. And when you do, put a mirror on your desk. If you are smiling, they will smile back at you, and your reflection in your voice is completely different than if you're frowning. And a lot of us are just going through the numbers and the motions, and sometimes you forget to. But if you have that mirror on your desk, I swear you, it works. In a nutshell.
Right? Awesome stuff. And again,
another ad I just typed in here. On Saturday, go to 8 garage sales. One of them are going to be 1 out of every 8 garage sales are people that are preparing to move within 30 to 60 days, and have conversations with them. You will absolutely find business.
Yep. State
And
sales
I always
too,
leave a
especially.
bunch of business cards on their tables and people take them and I get calls from other people.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm going to
So
start that. Thanks.
That's a good one, right? Yeah. Think outside the box, guys. That's all. Ross, what do you got, man?
Hey guys, sorry I was on late. I'm kind of bummed. I'm really bummed that I missed everyone else's ideas because I'm looking to end the year strong. But what I would suggest, if that is the rabbit hole we want to go down to, and I heard everyone, or I heard Karina allude to it, and I'm sure Dave talked about it, but we want to get systems in place, right? So take advantage of kind of what is a slower season. I've been thankful for these last 3 years because even though they haven't been the most fruitful years when it comes to closing deals compared to that ride we came off on COVID, right? Like what a kind of a hangover. What an opportunity to go in and use that time to like build your systems and build into people that are around you. So there's two things that I would suggest to end the year strong and looking forward to like this rate cut that I think is coming next month, which will be a spark. And I imagine in the middle of Q2 next year, we're going to be like one of my lender buddies says, we're going to be ripping, dude. So I'm excited for deals. Like I'm a deal junkie. I'm a transactional type of person. I don't care how big or small the price point is. I love being involved in deals, and that's what I'm looking forward to. And so to get there, how to prepare for that. One, we want to get systematized, right? Make a list of everything you do to one, meet a client, any activity you have. Write a list, whether it's open house, do your open house checklist so that you're not missing any steps and you hold yourself to a standard to do the activity properly every time. There's no excuse to be showing up to your 11 o'clock open house at 11 o'clock. You should already have done 6 activities before you kick that sign up for at least an hour, hour and a half before that open house, before you put the sign up in front. Like you have to know exactly what you're doing. If you just show up randomly places and yeah, putting your body is in a place where you're going to meet people is a great idea. But like if you listen to what Corinne was just talking about, she goes to the grocery store with a purpose. She's putting herself in a place inside that store where she's going to meet people, right? Like that is all planned out. She didn't just wander into Home Depot because like she wanted a toilet. She went in there with a purpose. So whatever your real estate activity is, list out what you need to do to be ready for that. Don't forget your flyers. Don't forget your open houses. And I know it sounds like it's the most simple thing, but honestly, if you don't have it written down, it's really easy to miss the most integral parts and you'll show up, be like, oh, I don't have a sign-in sheet today. Oh, I don't have this. And all of a sudden your day's wasted because what are you there to do? To get leads. And if you have no way to write down who you met or take that information in properly and effectively, what a waste of time. So systematize everything you do. Like that's what we just did as a team. We have our platform that shows every piece of tech, how to use it, FAQs, what the lead systems look like. So no matter how big or small your business is, get in the granular aspect of it and list it out so you can execute it perfectly every time. And then build into people. I think you should be picking up the phone and talking to other realtors in your market, no matter what brokerage they're with. Build relationship. Don't tell them about EXP. If you're an EXP agent, don't tell them about anything brokerage sensitive. Talk about their newest listing. Talk about that sale they just made. Talk about your newest listing. Talk shop, get people excited to hear from you on a regular basis so that when you are submitting with them, you've already have rapport built and you're sounding like you're the expert in the area. So especially for new agents, pick up the phone, call that top listing agent in your favorite neighborhood that you want to break into, but they own it. Make relationship with them. Ask them out to lunch. Pick their brain. I don't care if you take them to McDonald's for lunch. If you can't afford the steakhouse, just be in the same place with them. Show intent into learning from them, and that will reflect very greatly onto you and who you are as a person and what you want to do in your business. So that's what I would do to prepare for a strong end of year. Those things will not only provide you with sales and maybe intel on off-market deals that you can go and market yourself. But, and I know Matt said it on the last call, Matt was like, Matt Battiata said, I get my marketing done here at the end of the year. So all I have to do is push a button. I don't think about it in the next year. So get yourself organized, already know what next year is going to look like, and get ready to execute as you finish off this year. That's all I got today.
Great stuff. I'm going to give one more tip on things you can do today that I did really, really well with. So one of the things we see, I've seen a lot lately, there's a lot more for sale by owners all of a sudden, maybe because we have a lot more listings. So I'll give you a quick tip on the last couple minutes we have left here on how to do for sale by owners, because most people do it wrong. I never called it for sale by owner, not once. Well, no, I don't think I ever did. I might have called when I first started, but that's 25 years ago. Who remembers that? But I always drove around with a folder of, and this is what, Karina, you put the folder thing there, made me think of this, with a folder in my car of seller's disclosure. And so what I did, and I had a 75% close rate on that. 75%. So I would see if a sale by owner, I go knock on the door, and I'd say to them, hey, my name is Mitch with back when it was Tropical Realty. Before you say anything, I don't want to list your house. And they would look at you like with this bizarre look because they didn't understand, because I broke the pattern. They were waiting for me to say something bad, right? And I'm a realtor, and use me, I'm the best realtor in the world, but I didn't do that. I said, I want to list your house. And I said, do you have a seller's disclosure? I've never had a sale by owner that had a seller's disclosure. And I say, you understand that if you do not disclose anything materially wrong with your house, you're liable for up to 5 years. Like, didn't know that. Do a little more small talk. I would always get invited into the house. I would look at the house as I would any listing, look for different things that they could do. While I'm with them, I would give them some cards and say, look, if somebody comes in without a realtor, if you don't mind, and they're not looking to buy your house, would you mind sharing my information? My last one I did on this, I got two $850,000 sales from. And when I leave, I said, by the way, I do work with a lot of buyers. If you, if I bring a buyer, I do charge 3%. Is that okay? Not a problem. Never had a problem with that. We did a commission agreement if I brought in anybody. And then I went home, wrote a nice handwritten card. Remember those things from 1800s? A handwritten card. And just, hey, great meeting you. I'm here to help you anyway. I called them a week later. Generally, within 2 weeks, they listed their home with me. But here's the kicker, I believe, is I did not try to sell them anything. I went totally with the contribution mindset, and that gave me the business. Pretty easy stuff. A couple more minutes left. Anybody wants to add anything else before we're done? Nope.
I got one thing.
Oh, good.
First of all,
Okay.
hey, by the way, I put that call-in sheet in here, and also I put in the Dave's thing. I already bought 10 of them. Everybody that's in my organization that I think needs production to help them, I'm doing it to the people that are selling to help. I'm giving them a gift at the end of the week after the weekend. They're all getting delivered by Tuesday. I'm calling them saying, I have something for you. You need to come see me. All right. I'm going to help the people that are around me do it. So at least help yourself. If you can help others, and we're here changing lives, the life you're going to change is yours. Okay. Do the work and go from there. So thanks for posting, Rossi. What'd you do?
That's just for you, Lurchy. Hey, I only sent it to you, man.
Okay.
I'll put it in the general though.
All right, guys. Have a great weekend. Be blessed. Go make some calls. Go buy that timer, like Dave said.
Yeah. Dave, can you drop the link again for the that? I'll leave this up for a second while they get that.
It's in the chat.
I just
it's
scroll.
called-
If they came in, they won't have access to it. Dave, they screwed it if they came in late.
Yeah, so I'm resending the
I just
information.
posted it, Mitch. I just put it
I
in
did.
there.
Okay. There you go. Perfect.
All right, see you.
All right, guys. Well, thanks everybody. We'll see you all next week. Next week, by the way, we're going to be having a demo on Lofty. So if you're still at the CRM of choice and you're with EXP, you have 3 options. I did a demo with the other day. It blew my mind. Literally, probably like I use Bold Trail, which I really like. There was an A comparison. And if you're doing a team, their team version is free. So it's pretty nice. All right, guys. Talk to you next week.
Yeah. Keep this up a
See you guys.
second. I want to
Okay.
copy something.
Okay, you got it.
Au revoir, bonne semaine. Merci.
Bye,
Ciao.
Catherine.